gonna tell you guys right now, I lost much of my patience reviewing this and watching this version of Land Before Time. Land Before Time 13, Wisdom of Friends. This film was made in 2007. I'm just wondering, was 2007 really that bad when it came to the graphics? I figured that this would be a little bit better, but oh well, here we are. The narrator again once talks about how millions of years ago, the Earth was home to many different creatures. Don't know why, in 2007, they still draw their T-Rexes like party favor dinosaur toys. Littlefoot is still growing and learning the hard way that if you don't have a plan ahead, then things just don't go your way. And I noticed something with this movie. Gourmet, Littlefoot's grandfather. Ew, bro. I noticed that Littlefoot's grandfather is not in this, and if he is in it, he doesn't talk whatsoever. And nobody ever addresses this throughout the entire movie. Anyway, Littlefoot sees some more tree stars across this log here, and he's like, I'm gonna go and watch me. Seriously, he's driving me up the wall. I think it's worth noting that every movie, he gets progressively more stupid. He goes across this stupid fallen log. I'm telling you, every single one of these movies, I don't know what it is. There are always these logs strategically placed over random chasms all over the place. Littlefoot goes across. Meatgore is eating and having a good time. He calls to get her attention and is all like, look at me, Grandma, look at me, look what I can do, look how big I am, knowing that he would somehow freak her out. Look at me!
Littlefoot, come down from there. That's quite a drop.
With how stupid and accident-prone that Littlefoot's grandparents know he is, why don't you remove it? Better yet, keep your eye on him since he's so freaking stupid. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but Jesus Christ, Littlefoot is freaking dumb. He's a bad influence on his friends and has repeatedly led them into getting in trouble. But he's left to reign free wherever, whenever. Of course, he argues with her, telling her, Grandma, there's still some tree stars on this one over here. And she's like, dude, there's some tree stars on this one over here as well. He's like, but I can get it. And of course, the tree starts shaking and his dumbass on the badly rendered log starts freaking out. If he was with his friends, he would have run across that log so freaking fast, you would have been wondering if this is the same Littlefoot we're talking about. Of course, Meatgore has to end up saving him. I don't know how it is that her neck moves so slowly. Just bear with me for 1 second here. Check out how fast he's moving when he falls. Oh no, he lost his balance. I wish he would have fallen. I wish he would have fallen. I'm sorry if that sounds freaking sadistic. I don't freaking care. His ass should have fallen off. So then he slips. He's falling in one motion. It's like they took a P&G. So he's falling down and he's going pretty fast and her neck is going pretty slow. And when you watch it back in real time, I don't understand how it's possible she would have caught him.
Littlefoot, I'm coming.
Again, notice, Grandpa Longneck is nowhere in sight.
Oh, Littlefoot, I got you.
No way, but oh well. Love and plot armor conquers all. Can you guess what happens next? Meatgore saves Littlefoot, being as gentle as possible, then she just stands there, and then the whole thing falls. Good job, Littlefoot. You killed your grandmother. I hope you're happy. I swear to God, as these movies continues, I start hating Littlefoot more and more. So Littlefoot screams, his grandma is hanging on, and I have no idea how. She's doing all this screaming. This is like a freaking scene playing out from The Lion King, and Gourmet is nowhere in sight. It's like something is wearing his skin in this movie, and you'll see what I mean. Like, how is she even able to pull herself up vertically, going up freaking stones vertically? It's not like sauropods have freaking claws that they can dig in and hold with their hands, but yet she's able to go up and grab onto a branch. Of course, Littlefoot feels all bad. See what I'm talking about? The hell? What is this physics right now, dude? Do they have suction cups that we don't know about?
Grandma, are you okay?
Yes, dear.
No, I'm not okay. Littlefoot, are you trying to collect my insurance? Well, Grandma, I mean... Like, seriously, what is even the logic with this child? I know he didn't mean for that to happen, but Jesus Christ, it's kind of hard to forgive the character when day in, day out, as the franchise continues, he's just more disgusting.
I would have been okay.
Oh my freaking God, bro. Oh God. Oh God. Really? Bitch! You were falling, bro. I haven't even really started, and I feel like, oh my god, dude. You were falling off the log! Like, you would have been okay if you fell miles below and splattered all over the bottom? Okay, Littlefoot, if you say so.
Except for the earth shake.
Yeah, blame it on the earth shake. And don't tell me, he's just a child, you're being too hard on him. Oh, cry me a flipping balloon. He was younger than he is now in this movie, in the second Land Before Time, when he had to babysit Chomper, and when Chomper was doing some dangerous shit, he had the sense of mind to tell Chomper, hey, Chomper, get down from there, it's too dangerous. Littlefoot understands what danger is. He's a freaking jackass. Later that night, good for his ass, he has a night terror. This time, his grandmother is trying to climb up, and he can't save her, and he watches in total fear as his grandma just falls her. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it's just the way she was falling. It looked funny, it looked like spaghetti. I don't know why it put me in mind of that, but it just did. And you could tell that was like a real waking up moment for him.
Grandma!
I'm here, Littlefoot. Everything's fine.
She knows exactly why Littlefoot's having a nightmare. Because he could have lost his grandmother. I mean, Gourmet and Meekor are the only family that he has left. Makes sense why he's trying to kill him off, right? He says he's sorry, he didn't mean for that to happen. And she's like, I know, Bear, it's okay. No one knows what life is going to bring before it happens. And she continues by saying, that's why we learn the wisdoms. Something that they never mentioned before in all the other 12 freaking movies. She basically tells Littlefoot, look, the wisdoms are things that you know to survive, like sticking with the herd and not running off of the herd like your dumbass did. So the next day, when Sarah and everyone are having fun, Petrie is drowning, or it seems like he's drowning. Littlefoot comes in, thinks his friends are in danger, and he goes and grabs Sarah. It's like, I'll save you.
What's wrong with you guys? Help her!
Why don't you help her, dude? Aren't you also the one who's usually standing alongside them as somebody's getting ready to be yoinked and just watching shit happen? About how many times has it happened where Ducky's about to fall and everyone could do something and you choose not to? Sarah's like, okay, first of all, calm your spleen. Go polish it with some wax. Nobody needs help. We're playing a game called Swept Away or whatever it's called.
I think pretending to be in trouble is against the wisdoms.
Wow. I swear to God, sometimes Littlefoot makes me want to slap him with his own neck. He takes this one thing his grandma tells him, and all of a sudden, he thinks that he is God's gift to the entire Great Valley. He puts so much freaking self-importance on himself, it's freaking nauseating. That's why I think he's an ENFJ dude. Because they're very sweet and reflective people, but oh my God, their naivete and the fact that they take things so freaking to the throat to the point where it becomes nonsensical or not fun is a trait they usually have. Again, I could be wrong because they kind of change his personality throughout every movie, but Jesus. So they're talking about the wisdoms and how each of their parents have told them something they're not supposed to do or they are supposed to do, and they each have different names for it. The long neck is wisdoms. Ducky's or Petrie's mom is say so. Sarah's father is gotta do.
Tria says, don't climb up if you can't get back down.
I don't see that as being wise. I see this being freaking common sense. Half of the stuff these people are calling wisdoms are things that people should just know, especially at their age. It's not like they're little babies. I mean, they're dinosaurs, so they might age differently, but judging from their experience and the way that they reason and have logic in the different movies that they've come in before, we know that they're of the maturity or sound mind, at least for the most part, to know what they're not supposed to do. Sarah's whole thing is, look, I know, I got it. We all have wisdoms and what we gotta do, but do I have to hear them from you too? I mean, you're not our freaking father, you're our friend.
Don't say what.
Why is Ducky dancing like that? They all know the words to the song exactly the same. Why is Ducky walking like that? Anyway, as they're all singing, their song is cut short because something's in the marijuana bushes. And what pops out is this freaking ugly ass Sesame Street looking chia pet fucking palm tree Rule 34 tasting. I don't even know what these things are supposed to be. And when I actually looked up to see if they were actual dinosaurs, people guessed that they were this. The Bapiosaurus thing. Honestly, this is the first time I've heard of this dinosaur when I watched this movie. And when you look at this creature, it looks so much cooler than what they're showing on the movie. So imagine taking this badass looking Therizinosaurus looking creature, right? Look at its claws. Look how fearsome and badass it looks. Like a crow with Wolverine hands. And then give it to your team and say to make it cute and look like a Land Before Time character. And then this is what they come up with. This is what they come up with.
Hello there. You're beautiful!
I'm Lufa.
Jesus Christ, bro. Honestly, this movie just feels like it should not have been made. It felt like the people who were responsible for story writing the Land Before Time movies took a vacation and they're like, look, just, I don't know, ask a bunch of 7-year-olds around the neighborhood what they want and just do it. And then they asked them, and then like little Timmy, who's the problem child who they wanted to help support emotionally, because he's setting people's houses on fire, they decide to use his. And this is what this is it. This is what we came up with. This movie is the epitome of someone clearly owed someone a favor. Anyway, these things are so freaking stupid that Littlefoot doesn't trust them to be on their own. They don't remember where they came from, they don't know where the rest of their herd is, and they say they have to go to Berry Valley. So Littlefoot feels as though, you know what? Even though these things are clearly adults and they're alive and they've been here their whole lives and surviving without us, I feel like it's my duty as God to make sure I follow them to wherever they need to go.
Thanks, Lufa.
We call that one the yellow belly.
Jesus freaking Christ, my bro. I feel like I'm watching a bad rendition of Looney Tunes with Land Before Time skin. It's like the most horrible crossover that nobody even asked for. Anyway, these yellow bellies clean the area and they just continue eating.
And how do you know which way to go?
We'll go this way.
I hate how Littlefoot's so condescending towards them. Like, bro, they're older than you. They got here. They made it here. So clearly they know how to take care of themselves, regardless of how you think they look or sound to you. But of course, Littlefoot with his self-righteous ass is like, they need me because I just couldn't let them go by themselves. They don't know what they're doing. I mean, little old me, I have to help them, you know. I'm their savior. When they get scared, they also put their butts up like freaking eggplants so they look like trees. Can I just say, maybe it's just me, but they look like they smell really bad. I don't know, just like seeing them throughout the movie, seeing them walk, they just look like they smell like shit-covered roses. Anyway, that night Littlefoot has a dream.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
And apparently these things are on the tree, and Littlefoot's trying to tell him to get up because you have to keep your eyes and ears open. You guys, it's not safe. Help, help. Oh no, what are we gonna do? We're running and we're scared. And right before Littlefoot can do anything, they both like collide into each other and fall over, and Littlefoot's like, oh my god, no. I must save them. And then his friends go along with him. He finds them. He's like, look guys, I'll help you find Berry Valley. They start on their adventure. I don't know how it is in this adventure they're still alive, and don't give me the whole, or they're cartoons. That's part of the problem I find with the franchise. Nobody gets hurt anymore, and that would be a lot more entertaining. Lufa, Doofy, Foofy, and all their names are like, oh my god, this is fun, look at us. Oh my god, ew, I can smell your ass from here. The yellow bellies say that they're also supposed to find the wise one, which honestly seems like the green one of the group, the only one that doesn't have a mop for hair. What is wrong with Petrie? Do you notice how he landed? He noticed the rock. What? Oh my god, I don't know why I'm getting so freaking stressed, bro. I don't know why I'm getting so stressed, but I can't, I don't know if I can make it through this. Petrie is small, I understand that, but if you see that the rock is hanging over at the edge, your friends are on this rock, they can get hurt. First of all, why did they stop? Why did they get off? Oh my god, Littlefoot's talking about wisdoms, yet he has none whatsoever. Petrie comes and lands on the rock. Why would you land on it? Like, just that little bit of momentum of him landing on Spike. Look at this. It tips the rock over, and then as it falls, his ass flies away. The fuck? Oh my god, I can't do this, guys. I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know why this movie was made. The only parts that are kind of funny in this are the reactions of Sarah and Ducky. Sarah is obviously very annoyed because she doesn't feel as though we should be walking across into the mysterious beyond for these freaking nitwits. And she even, I think, at some point in the movie calls out and says, hey, they were fine without us, so why do we have to watch them? And Littlefoot's like, oh, I think they're gonna get hurt. because of his own issues he hasn't worked out, because he didn't have any wisdom whatsoever. So he sees these people that honestly, he's all condescending with them, but they actually are very much like him, that he knows and probably smarter than him, and he feels like it's his duty. But yet Sarah still follows him because that's her friend and she's going to protect him. But this part where Sarah gets mad and then Petrie throws Ducky under the bus.
Me no laugh. It hurt.
I don't know why Ducky's getting mad, since she's usually the one who throws people under the bus. Every movie we've seen, she acts all innocent and sweet, and she's the first one who'll pretend as though she's doing good, but she'll tell on your ass.
I cannot believe you told it on me.
Bitch, you've told it on everybody in your freaking friend group. What goes around comes around, unless you guys are, you know, whatever. So the only one I like out of all of them is this green one that's bald. It's green also.
Bad boy kill.
Like I said, Littlefoot doesn't even know where he's going. The male yellow belly is like, explain these wisdoms to me again. When Littlefoot explains, saying that they're thoughts to keep the herd or keep you safe throughout life, he's like, oh, go with the flow of the big water and put your head in the freaking ground and or up like a tush. Look like a bush, meaning if you do that, you'll look like a bush in camouflage. They're all screaming and having a wonderful time, at least the yellow bellies are, and this noise gets the attention of these sharp teeth that look like crocodiles on 2 feet. They claim they're thirsty. Everybody's thirsty, even though they just passed a watering hole. As Littlefoot and his friends are like, we're going to a watering hole. The blue yellow belly tells a pink yellow belly, look, on the horizon, when the heat's coming up, it looks like things are real. And the green one is trying to pull them and get them out of the way because he's the only smart one of the group. And these things are getting closer and they're like, even though I ripped off a freaking tail feather, this is fun. They really do look real. Makes you realize that the blue and the pink one probably wouldn't survive if it weren't for the green one. I don't really care what their names are. They're running for their lives and Sarah and Littlefoot see them on a ledge. When the yellow bellies are cornered, they start bouncing their huge bellies to make the earth shake, because that's just an instinct for them. This causes rocks to fall from the top. Littlefoot and his friends are like, we gotta help them. It's always so convenient when they need something to fall. I hate how in this scene, Petrie's looking all badass like he did something. Bitch, it was an accident that rock fell down. You didn't do jack. Clearly, it works. And for some reason, sharp teeth are always perpetually stupid in these movies. This one's like, I'll get my revenge. Littlefoot's like, I'll push this rock on you, bro. When they finally get to a place, I can already tell these aren't bushes and that they're asses hanging up in the air. Don't know how they're breathing. The pink yellow belly's like, it's us, guys. They all have fun and party. And honestly, this is the only good part about the movie, when they're partying and having a good time in the middle of the night. It's pretty cool. Oh my god, no. I never want to see that again. That's freaking horrifying. Yuck. While they're all sleeping, Littlefoot's like, you know what? Even though they're here, I don't see a wise one among any of these. They said they'd find the wise one, and he'd help them and whatnot, but don't see a wise one here. They're all pretty stupid, which is exactly what he's insinuating. And he wakes up Sarah to tell her that.
Sarah.
He tells her, I'm going to take them to Berry Valley. And I can understand Sarah's frustration in this moment. Her reaction is totally realistic.
To Berry Valley. Oh, come on. Well, you met their group. Did you see any wise one?
Wow. You freaking racist. Littlefoot says that since they've had to save them from sharp teeth once, he doesn't think they stand a chance. Sarah is like done with his shit. She yawns and she just wants to get back to sleep. All of this is just nonsensical to her, and the only reason she really ever went along was because YouTube. Littlefoot is her friend.
You know, Littlefoot, the yellow bellies got along just fine before they met us.
That's what I was saying. Seriously, who do you think you are? Like, I get where he's coming from, but they're adults. So he thinks, okay, maybe they did, but maybe they were just lucky. That's a lot of luck to have to grow into adulthood. I mean, maybe they age a lot faster than Littlefoot and his friends because they're smaller dinosaurs, but still, I think he's just looking for another reason to run away from home and help these people, and they go pretty far. Littlefoot says, okay, luck can run out eventually, but wisdoms keep you safe. Even though dinosaurs have been practicing wisdoms and still get yoinked. A lot of dinosaurs have stuck with the herd, just like everybody said, and their ass still gets grabbed by the Tyrannosaurus Rex when they don't run fast enough. Wisdoms are helpful, but they're not always a surefire thing. Sarah's just annoyed, and she tells him, well, Okay, but there's one more thing you should know. One more wisdom you should probably add to your list.
There's one more wisdom you should know.
Don't ever wake me up again!
I know how she feels. Because it's like, dude, you couldn't wait till morning to tell me this? Even though Sarah herself has woken up her friends. Littlefoot has done it too. But I think Sarah is just like, look, I'm freaking tired. You dragged us all the way out here, even though they decided to go. And then you woke me up to tell me this? Littlefoot's face. Back at home, Migor is now beginning to worry about Littlefoot because she had told the other adults when they were asking where the kids were, they're like, oh, I'm sure they just went off to go play. I mean, first of all, if you can't find your children, knowing how many adventures they've gone on, the fact that they're always going to the mysterious beyond, that is the first thing that would enter my mind. It's like if you have dogs and you're one of those stupid owners whose dogs are always going free and you're looking for them and the gate's open or they're not in the yard where you had put them last, chances are your dog has escaped. Because you weren't watching it. And I understand if that happens once, because, you know, shit happens. But if it starts happening again and again and again, that's on you. Not really winning any Parents of the Year. I bet you if Littlefoot was living with his father, he probably would have done a better job at watching Littlefoot. Also, notice, Gourmet is still nowhere to be seen. And even when he's there, he doesn't speak, which is pretty odd. Anyway, Littlefoot leads all the yellow bellies. And when they get spooked and put their heads in the ground, Oofy, or whatever the hell the thing's name is, the bald-headed one goes underground and tells them, hey, it's okay, because that's the only way they can hear somebody else. They go past the rock that looks like them, and guess what? The sharp teeth all got out of the rocks. I mean, rocks are falling down on their heads, and somehow they're still okay. I don't even know what kind of dinosaurs these are supposed to be. They're like, let's go, guys. The grown-ups start tracing the tracks of their little ones to try and find out where they are. There's Gourmet. He never speaks in this movie. I know I'm getting all bent out of shape about this, but it's odd because he speaks in every movie, sometimes way more than Grandma does, and just nothing at all. I don't know if the actor died around this time or something, because I know everybody's old as hell, but it's pretty weird to have her talking and he talks not at all. Does he have a sore throat? Was she deep-throating him with her tail? Did he lose his voice? It's never even addressed. That's what makes it odd. I can understand if they have addressed it and they're like, oh, my voice, you know, and then his voice kind of changed a little bit, or he just does a little bit of whisper and he doesn't talk much. I would have addressed that, but they don't ever address it. And it's weird.
I don't like the look of this.
Wait, who gasped? Sorry. Who gasped? Why are they so freaking thick? Jeez. Hear the gasp and look at the mouths, okay? Grandpa is the one you see right here. Obviously, everyone who knows the characters knows that Gourmet is great. His top jaw, mouth, whatever, is great. And he only has that little, I don't know what color that's supposed to be because they keep changing it. It's supposed to be light gray, then it's supposed to be like a light purple. I don't know. And then his wife is the one with the tan color on her underside and on this little sheet right here. She's the one that is behind him. So it sounds like her voice is gasping, but her mouth doesn't open. His mouth does. Watch. That sounds like she's gasping. And then she opens her mouth.
I don't like the look of this.
Again, Gourmet does not speak, which is pretty odd. So we go back to Littlefoot as friends, and Sarah is the kind of person who always kind of has a plan, right? Normal, mature people would have a plan. Littlefoot's definitely the feely type, so he goes more in emotion, and he has this whole herd of dinosaurs that he's responsible for now. And I swear to goodness, when I heard this part, I really wanted to slap him because I understand Sarah's frustration, because even in the first movie, they were given some kind of landmark, and now we're supposed to believe that Littlefoot has some kind of superpower, or he's just lucky, but he's not using wisdoms. I find it so freaking ironic that he's telling these things to exact their wisdoms, to use wisdoms, when in this very moment, he's not using any.
Do you have any idea where you're going?
Sort of.
You freaking liar. You freaking mash mouth. You have no idea where you're going. And here's how the justification comes about. I can't stand Littlefoot's character sometimes. Oh my god. Like, he had a reason in the first movie to be like, you're going the wrong way, Sarah. Because my mother told me that it's here and it's there. But you've never seen it. Yeah, but at least I have some kind of landmark. Now he has no landmarks whatsoever. He's never even heard of a Berry Valley. Yet he thinks he's going the right way.
I've never heard of Berry Valley before, so it's gotta be someplace I've never been, right?
Yeah?
like, okay, I'm I'm waiting for this to make sense. Yo, that reaction is everything. It's so freaking realistic. Oh my god. It's just like I think she's just waiting for him to say something stupid. It's like if somebody comes up to you and it's like, so I got this dog, right? And you know how you're not supposed to you know how you're supposed to be like humane when getting animals, and there's this dog that can't shit, right? It has no asshole, and I adopted it. And then they leave it at that, and you're like,
Yeah?
because you're waiting for the punchline, and it never comes. Oh, I love Sarah so much. She is my favorite character. If you can't tell from the fan fiction audio parodies I've been doing, she is my favorite character. Like, oh my god, all my shows with her, my little brothers and cousins can tell you to put on shows for them, and I would use my hands as the characters. It's freaking weird. But anyway, she would always be the one that makes everyone laugh without trying to make them laugh. And I love how throughout the Land Before Time movies, I feel like her character has been the most consistent. Like, she goes through stuff, she matures, but she stays true to herself. The same Sarah that you got in the first movie is the same Sarah you got in, like, the very last movie. 14 movies, and Sarah has not changed. Ducky has changed, Petrie has changed, Littlefoot, Spike, all of them had their annoying moments where you're just like, bro, okay, Sarah did do stupid things before. She did some really freaking stupid things, like seeing a sharp tooth that's sleeping, you remember that one, and screaming on the top of her lungs instead of just tiptoeing away, which would have been the sensical thing to do. Even the sharp teeth have changed in their intelligence, because there's some that are smart and then they just deteriorate as the franchise continues. But one thing you can say about Sarah is that her whole outlook on things, her delivery, is always the same. Love this character.
So I'm going in directions I've never gone before. I'm bound to hit it sooner or later. Make sense?
What in the idiocracy? What in the Cartoon Network is going on with this art style right here? It's like they went from one art style to another. Did they have a child fill in the lines while the adults were away? Is this a storyboard draft? What is up with this scene right here, bro?
Make sense?
Maybe to some folks.
That's her way of saying maybe to people with certain, lack of intellect, it would make sense. Maybe to a freaking worm or bacteria, it would make sense. I wouldn't expect a fully functional person with the ability to reason to just think something like that. It's not like they had cars or planes. What kind of sense does that make? You're in a freaking desert area. I'm just gonna go in a direction I've never gone before, in different directions, and what if you don't hit it? Then you go in another direction. By the time you turn back around, you've gone miles and you have no food. It just makes no sense. For somebody who, I understand why people don't like this movie. He talks about the wisdoms and staying safe, survival, all of that. But you don't use it. One of the wisdoms, don't go aimlessly. Have a plan, like Sarah said. Have landmarks, ask around. You know, like, I just don't even understand the logic, because there is none. And then he said earlier that luck runs out, but right now he's literally banking on luck, which makes no sense whatsoever. Idiocracy at its finest.
Makes sense to me.
Is that good or bad?
That's bad, bitch. That's bad. I like Sarah's reaction when Littlefoot asks if that's good or bad. I like how Sarah, like, she's learned, like, usually before she'd be, like, really open about something. She's like, you know what? Sometimes I don't even have to say anything. I don't even have to say a word.
Is that good or bad?
Do you have to ask?
And thank you. So far, throughout this movie, her eyelids have been consistent. Don't worry, in the final movie, which I have watched, well, I'm in the middle of watching, I haven't finished it, because honestly, it's very hard to get through. I didn't realize I would dislike it as much as I do, and maybe, we're not even gonna get into that, but in that one, you think, oh my god, the animation has a rehaul and everything, still can't get her eyelid color right. Anyway, they get lucky and stumble across water off a cliff, and they're like, yay, Littlefoot, you found it, and he's like, I did? Like a freaking idiot. Honestly, he is a perfect person to lead these freaking things because he's just as dumb, if not dumber than they are. Later, they find something that looks like Berry Valley, but it's just a shrub of berries that they quickly devour and leave none for the friends. Oh my god, I can't stand Spike. He's another one that's just freaking annoying. Am I the only person who has grown to really dislike Spike? Like, in my stories, I love Spike. He's one of my favorite characters as well, in my stories. Him and Sarah. But the Spike in the franchise? Oh my god. Why is he here? Like, he should have just gone with that herd of Stegosauruses. Because, seriously, he's getting to the point where he's borderline annoying. Borderline, what am I talking about? He's completely annoying and so freaking selfish. I understand you need to eat, but you have friends. Your friends who are willing to put their lives on the line to save you, to help feed you, to help you find food, but yet you never offer them any food. Like, it's like he has no concept of sharing. And don't give me the, oh, he's a Stegosaurus, it doesn't matter, because that's how they are. He grew up with Ducky's family. I mean, I'm sure she taught them the concept of sharing. Since she has so many siblings, he's just an asshole. And I've met people like that. And they know what they're doing. Sarah sees that Littlefoot's upset and she asks him what's wrong. And I swear to God, I wanted to bust out laughing when I heard him say this.
I thought I could teach him our wisdoms, but instead, I'm starting to think like Yellow Belly.
'Cause you are one, you... Littlefoot, you're a dumbass. You're dumber than they are. They've been out here longer than you. This should tell you something, you flathead. They've been out here longer than you, have made it into their adulthood, acting like doofuses, and are still alive. You go out with your friends and need to be saved and is always in danger and almost kills off your grandparents and your friends. And your mind is so easy to be warped that you're around people you're supposed to lead and you start acting like them. You're ill-equipped to be a leader.
I'm all mixed up.
'Cause you're a freaking dumbass. I'm sorry, I can't stand him. Please cry me a freaking river when you're like, oh, he's just a kid. I don't care. You can be a kid and still be stupid. There are some kids that make good choices and some kids that make bad choices. He's a freaking dinosaur. Sarah is smarter than him. Even Ducky's smarter than him at some times. He has the capability to be smart, but for some reason, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's just deteriorating. And it's his pride for me, bro. It's his attitude to everybody else, like he's the one that's right. Seeing him throughout the movies, he's allowed to do stuff to his friends, but they can't do it back. He's allowed to be upset, but they can't be upset at him if he does something wrong. Nobody better call him on his shit, because how dare they? He's holier than thou. His ego, it's gross. I can't stand his character. I don't know why I'm getting so mad, but it's just like, I fell in love with Littlefoot from the first movie, and he had a little bit of that too, but it wasn't this freaking hard to swallow. And is it just me, or as the movies progress, he looks more and more like a sausage link?
Sometimes you think you know.
He says, sometimes you think you know what's right, and then someone comes along and shows you that you're all wrong.
That is how you know who to listen to.
So they sing this song, Trolley Lolly Law, listen to your heart, know who you are, blah, blah, blah. One thing I will give Littlefoot in this movie is at least he admits that he messed up. At least he admits when he's in over his head. And I do like the end of the song. I don't like the lyrics because it's like, trust your tummy, trust yourself. In this specific case, I don't think that applies here. Because if someone is lost, like say a kid gets lost in the forest or in the desert. Well, I'm just gonna keep going in directions I've never been. It's a freaking huge, like there's many miles and kilometers. You will die. You need to use your head. You can't just be like, I'm gonna use my tummy, because your tummy is gonna start deteriorating and eating itself because you have no food. But the riff at the end of the song is really nice. I like that part where they start doing the overlapping a cappella. It's really cute. I mean, there used to be a lot of songs that used to do that, and like these, I don't remember what they were called, but my dad had these songs he listened to, like a cappella songs, and they did a lot of that near the end of the song, and it was always something that I enjoyed. Anyway, there's a storm, and all the yellow bellies wake up in a fright. They're like, what do we do, Littlefoot? And he's like, phony. Why are their asses so presentable? I don't mean that in like a bad way. Look, ew, look how they look, bro. Yeah, take it back what I said before. It's the stuff of nightmares. Littlefoot finds a shelter from the rain, but the pink Lufa, Boofa, whatever her name is, veers off because she's an idiot. While they're all taking shelter, they realize she's missing. Littlefoot and his friends go look for her.
Hi!
Wow. Maybe there's a reason why these things are so stupid. Maybe by you saving them, you're actually, I'm gonna go all film theory on you guys for a second. You're saving the environment. By letting them naturally die from stupidity, you're actually saving the environment and saving the species. If all of them are protected, it sounds mean, but these stupid things are allowed to breed with more stupid things, then their children are stupid. And just think about it. These things are like locusts. They devour everything they come into contact with that they like berries and plants, leaving no stone unturned. If they're overpopulated, they will chew through valleys in an instant. Like, their bellies are never full. So there's probably a reason. Maybe that's nature's way of kind of counterbalancing them doing that. Anyway, they tell her to jump across because she's a dumb Yoshi looking thing. Can't stand their tails. Is the stupidest looking character I've ever seen in the franchise. And she's like, all right, okay, here I go. And right when it's about to drop, he's like, come on, I'm coming. So this idiot, she leaps and acts like she's dancing ballet. And Ubi, I really don't know what his name is, I don't care, goes in to save her. And honestly, I would have given them so much more respect if she had just fallen at this moment. She's still striking that pose, and then she falls to her death. That would have been hilarious. Anyway, he ends up saving her, and right there and then, the sharp teeth come. The sharp teeth corner them, which is really stupid because the sharp teeth see a huge herd of these things and decide that, okay, whatever, we're not even gonna go there. But they're like, oh my god, what do we do? So then the bald one, who's the smartest of all of them, starts crying out. Oh god, the sound. Oh god, this is the cringiest part of the movie ever. Littlefoot is like, that's a great idea. Everybody sing. Look at this Sharktail's face. It's like, bro, what is happening right now? Yeah, I know. That's the same way I feel, dude. Same way I feel looking at them. And then look at his face. Ubi, whatever. It's like, this is my friends. And look at their faces. What are y'all mad at? Look at you. Like, come on. Stop acting gangster. You know damn well if those things weren't behind your back, you wouldn't have done crap. Littlefoot's like, let's sing. And they took this straight out of the dinosaur movie with the iguanodons and Aladar. But this is just the Dollar Tree version of it.
Great idea, Phoebe!
Phoebe, that's his name.
Everybody, sing!
I don't know why they choose to sing instead of yell. And then when Littlefoot and his friends join in, I had to pause it because it's so dumb. Oh my god. Like I said, I don't know why this movie was made. I really don't know why it was made. Maybe it was made just for the hell of making it. But good grief, the cringe. Oh my god. You freaking sofa head. I want to kick you right in your freaking nose. So then Littlefoot has an idea. I know I'm laughing a lot, but it's because of the ridiculousness of it. He has an idea, and he says, oh my god, sing to scare the shark teeth away. Oh, and then I got it now. That's why the yellow belly said,
I got it! Stop bringing that tomorrow. Come on and dance!
Sweet Jesus. Oh my god, finger my fish and release it back into the ocean. I think I'm done. Because all the noise and the earthquake makes the sharp teeth all back up over, because they can't for some reason. I mean, them singing is just, oh my god, it's so ear-piercing. The frequency of them doing this is just too much to bear. We're so helpless. Oh, whatever are we gonna do? Oh no. I mean, they had rocks fall on their head and all of that jazz, and these things didn't care. First of all, why would you even go back? Now that there's more of them and these things can cause rock slides. But whatever. Sharp teeth are just as dumb as everybody else. And of course, the mountain falls off. Are the sharp teeth dead? Maybe, maybe not. They're all laughing sadistically. And then Phoebe smells something. Kubi, whatever his name, he leads all the others and he's like, look, it's Berry Belly. And he's like, Phoebe, you found it. And they're like, yeah, that's why they call him the wise one. And that's when Littlefoot realizes, oh my god, this entire time they had the wise one with them, that's what y'all get.
He's He's the wise one?
Yeah, he's definitely smarter than you crackhead. So Sarah's I guess so, and then Littlefoot's face turns into a television set. Oh wait, they go back home to the Great Valley, and their parents, well no, actually, they didn't go to the Great Valley, because remember, their parents were out looking for them, and they happen to run into their parents. They see something moving through the trees, they get scared, and they're like, oh my god, what's that? Instead of running, and they say, oh, it's the grown-ups, and they're all happy. And notice, Gourmet again doesn't talk. He doesn't talk.
Mama! Hi, Mom! Daddy!
Sarah.
Grandma!
Littlefoot.
What about your grandfather? She asked him, where have you kids been? And he's like, it's a long story. And then Littlefoot's like, oh, but we're okay. Like, nothing happened. And then Sarah Johnson's like, we followed all the wisdoms, and the parents, everyone's just completely happy with the kids. Oh, no harm, no foul. You walked off and you didn't follow the wisdoms. Like, I like how they're all like, we followed all the wisdoms. I booped someone with my horn. We did this. But the parents never reprimand them for not following the most important wisdom of all. Staying with the herd. Like, you think? You know? Oh my god. It's like they want to get rid of these kids. Oh, but then Grandma does address it.
But you forgot the most important wisdom. Stay in the Great Valley.
We have trouble with that one.
Oh, really? Oh, maybe we need to help you. Then we need to help you with that then. Since you're having trouble, you obviously need help. Because it's clear that you're not able to be responsible on your own. So maybe we should watch you a little bit better, right? Or start doing some tail whipping. I like how Ducky's mom is just straight spinach green for most of the scene. And then all of a sudden she grows a Santa's mustache. Now she's white on her mouth. They can never, I mean, come on. By the way, the side profile of Triceratops when you're hitting the angle just right looks freaking haunting, man. Jesus Christ, like something out of a horror movie. So the narrator, Sarah's dad, whoever, says, look, yeah, they go back to the Great Valley and they learn that wisdom comes in many different forms. There's some people who have more wisdom than others, or some people who are just not as smart as you, but they still get lucky, or they act like they're smart. Who knows? All that I learned is that Littlefoot is not all in a bag of dicks. Oh, it was hard to get through this one. I'm sorry. I was a little bit peeved, but goodness freaking gracious, bro. This was a hard pill to swallow. I will say that. Anyway, now for the fun part. This doodle is called Dallas and Annette. Dallas the Doberman first laid his eyes on Annette, the Saluki Husky hybrid, when he saw her running with a pack of feral dogs. Annette had only recently joined the pack just for a short while so they could gather food. Feeling confident, Dallas had stood proudly on his territory, peering through the gate. Feeling his strength and vigor, Annette sauntered over to him. Every time on the routine scavenging trip with her feral pack, Annette would come and visit Dallas. One day, she did not come. Wondering what happened, Dallas stood by the gate until his owner called him in. He heard a ruckus from far away and asked to be let out. When he saw Annette running, his heart beat. The female he was paired with to breed started barking in an attempt to keep whatever those dogs were doing away from her property. An annoying behavior that Dallas quickly corrected by snapping at her by biting her on the snout with little force. His female Doberman whimpered and walked back to the porch and asked to be let in. She knew that he was doing this for some female or something, and she did not care. As a matter of fact, she felt at peace that his attention was grabbed by something else instead of chasing her around the house. When Dallas saw Annette, she was being chased and mounted by the feral dogs in her pack. Annette was in heat. She was not ready, and she was fighting off 7 of them at a time. Aggression rose in Dallas when he saw this, and he did something he had never done before, or didn't even think he had the ability to do. He ran for the gate and jumped cleanly over all 8 feet of it. He ran straight at the pack and lunged immediately at the other males. They were so taken aback by the sudden show of aggression by this new dog in the pack that they were momentarily stunned. Most of them backed off. Dallas arched his neck and stuck out his chest, and the pack was subdued, save one, a large mastiff breed. Dallas could smell the sweet smell coming from his lovely Annette. Smelling her fragility and seeing her shivering and tired, he jumped into action and battled the mastiff. The mastiff was packing pounds and had a size advantage, but Dallas was much more agile. The mastiff only grabbed him once and shook the life out of him before Dallas took it seriously and tried to stay away from the large beast's jaws. Death by 1,000 bites was the game that Dallas played, continuously running behind the bumbling mastiff and biting him on his haunches until he got too tired and overwhelmed by the younger and faster Doberman. Dallas won. He ran with Annette, and the other dogs chased them, unable to resist Annette's smell. Eventually, they lost the other dogs and spent the night together under a trailer. Annette was shy with Dallas, who had much experience with pleasing other females. He told her he had mated with many. his mane, and others who were brought to him, but none as gorgeous as she. In the morning, Dallas heard his human man calling him. He told Annette to stay hidden. After hearing that his pack leader was angry and in distress, he told Annette to meet him back at his house. After Dallas's owner hugged him upon seeing him, he scolded him for running away. Annette would visit again, but she didn't see Dallas. She could hear him in his backyard, but the fence was completely closed off back there. When Annette tried to talk to him through the gate, Dallas hardly said anything. His female, the other Doberman that lived with him, his breeding partner, was in heat now. His senses were completely preoccupied, and it seems he had forgotten all about Annette. Annette left her feral pack and took to the woods behind a main road where she prepared a den for her soon-to-be pups. I'm loving these OCs. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell her stories with them. And I'm not gonna do the speed paint in every single one of the videos, especially those videos that I know that people are barely gonna watch. I'm not gonna use all of my time putting it into that. But on the main videos, like the Land Before Time reviews, it would be interesting to follow along the life of these characters through the doodles. So you might get like a sub-story next time, and there is one already waiting. It's so exciting. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.